Christmas Eve, 1945. The Sodder family home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, was alive with holiday cheer. The children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jenny, and Betty, had been allowed to stay up late, too excited by the festivities to sleep. Their parents, George and Jenny Sodder, along with their older children, eventually retired for the night, leaving the younger ones to drift off in the living room. But in the early hours of Christmas morning, their joyous world turned into a nightmare. A fire erupted, consuming the two-story home in minutes. Jenny Sodder awoke to the acrid scent of smoke and frantically roused her husband and the children who were upstairs. George and Jenny, along with 4 of their 10 children, escaped into the freezing night, watching helplessly as flames devoured their home. But 5 of their children never emerged. Desperate, George tried everything to save them. He attempted to scale the house, but his ladder, always kept in the same spot, was missing. He planned to drive his trucks to the house and climb on top, but inexplicably neither would start, despite having worked the previous day. Jenny ran to a neighbor's house to call the fire department, but the operator never responded. Another neighbor made the call from a nearby tavern, yet no firefighters arrived until morning. By then, the Sodder home had been reduced to smoldering ruins. Authorities insisted the children perished in the fire, but the Sodders found that impossible to believe. The flames should have left some skeletal remains, yet none were found. A crematorium expert later told the family that even at extreme temperatures, bones would have been left behind. The Sodders also recalled a strange series of events leading up to the fire. A man seeking work had warned George that his home would burn down due to his outspoken criticism of Mussolini and the Italian government. A few weeks before Christmas, a man was seen watching the Sodder children as they walked home from school. The night of the fire, a woman claimed she saw the missing children watching the blaze from a passing car. Determined to find the truth, the Sodders placed a billboard near their home, offering a reward for information. Tips poured in. A woman from Charleston reported seeing the children at a hotel days after the fire. Another claimed she had met a man who admitted to being Maurice Sodder, but he disappeared before he could be questioned. The strongest lead came in 1968, when Jenny received a cryptic photograph in the mail. It was of a young man with striking similarities to Louis Sodder. The back of the photo bore a haunting inscription: Louis Sodder, I love brother Frankie. Lil boys. A90132 or 35. The Sodders hired a private investigator to track down the sender, but he vanished without a trace. The family continued their search, but George passed away in 1969, and Jenny, who never stopped wearing black in mourning, died in 1989. Their surviving children carried on the quest, but no definitive answers ever came. Did the Sodder children perish in the fire? Their remains somehow obliterated beyond recognition? Or were they abducted, victims of a sinister plot that tore them from their family forever? Nearly 8 decades later, the truth remains elusive and the mystery of the Sodder children endures. A chilling tale of loss, unanswered questions, and a family that refused to give up hope.